Yo, when the insights come, we need to drop straight. That's just the way it goes. That's how it goes, bro. I made this video, but I made it quite like sciencey, and I wasn't feeling it. So I spent a bit of time going over it again in my mind, and I found what I believe is the perfect analogy. Right, now this talk is the core idea of this talk is a simple one. Reality is not real, like physicality is not real. Yeah, physicality is not real. Okay, it's not real. Okay, now I'm still gonna post a sciencey one, maybe at the tail end of this, because I know there's this intellectuals in this building, so you guys will probably appreciate it. But let's also try and have it as let's look at it from this other perspective I've been thinking about. Now, the reason why physicality feels real, yeah? I want you to visualize a piece of paper. Better still, if you've got one to hand, it will help. Now, the basic rule is this, or the basic idea is this, because I'm going to mention rules and I don't want to mix the two. The paper never moves, okay? The paper is completely passive, yeah? And imagine that the paper doesn't actually have a boundary, yeah? It's limitless in all directions, yeah? Okay? It's a bit of a task, but try. Now, the implication of the paper being completely passive is that it doesn't travel, it doesn't act, it doesn't change in itself, yeah? It just is. Yeah? The sheet of paper. Cool. Now, any apparent activity is not in the paper. It's in how differences appear on the paper. Yeah? Okay. So any activity that is not in the paper, it's in how differences appear on the paper. Yeah? Okay, cool. The paper facilitates it, but it's how it shows differences. Cool. Now, the second point is, we know at this point, if you don't know, what are you doing? Experience requires difference. Yeah? Experience requires difference. All experience requires difference. Yeah? So nothing can be experienced without contrast. Yeah? Visualize a screen, yeah? That's just pitch black. Like what's that ultra dark? Vanta black. Yeah, Vanta black. You can't, it's so dark, it's so black, you can't see nothing. It's just solid black. Cool. Now, how can you experience anything? How can you see anything there? How can you can't notice anything there? It's uniform all across the board. The only thing that you can experience with that, the only reason why you experience it in the first place is because it's in contrast to the world that you're in, the reality that you're in, the bubble you're currently in, the dream you're currently dreaming, yeah, the sim that you're in your own mind. That's the reason why you can see the difference. But in actual fact, if you were in the Vanta black, yeah, imagine a room that was just Vanta black in all directions, yeah, what could you possibly experience? Nothing. Yeah? Okay. So, like I said, if everything is identical on the paper, nothing can be distinguished or noticed. It's just a clear piece of paper. Yeah? It's plain. There's no lines, nothing. It's just clear. So, everything's identical. Yeah? So, nothing can be distinguished or noticed on the paper. Yeah? That's awareness. Okay? Hold it there. Now, like we said, the very act of experience demands difference, yeah? So things have to be different in order for experience to be had. Yeah. Sidebar. This is the reason why no two bits of DNA are the same. Yeah, for anyone, it's randomized eternally. Yeah, all our there can be no two fingerprints, no two hair growth patterns, no two nothing. Identical twins are not even the same. There's no such thing as identical here. Difference is what makes everything possible. Yeah. Okay. No two things are the same. Any questions? Okay, cool. Now, let's go back to the paper. Now, if there is let's say we make a mark on the paper, yeah? Or a mark appears on the paper, yeah? The mark is not a thing, yeah? It's simply a difference from the surrounding paper. Are you still with me? So you are not a thing. You are just a difference from awareness. Okay? You are in awareness right now. You are simply a difference manifest. Yeah? A contrast, if you like, or a variation. Yeah? That's what you are. Cool. C'est cool, huh? Now, marks don't exist independently. Yeah? You don't exist independently. They are a relational property between parts of the paper. What does that mean? That means that a dark spot on the paper is only meaningful because the surrounding paper is lighter. Are you still with me? Yeah. And the surrounding paper is lighter, and also it knows itself in relation to other marks that appear on the paper. Yeah. To allow for experience. Yeah. Can you see? So then the dark spot will know that I'm darker than this one, or I'm more of an oval shaped spot, because I can relate to the other one, the other thing that's the other mark that's there. Yeah. So like I said, it's a relational property between parts of the paper. Yeah. Because okay, cool. Now, before we talk about patterns, I want to talk about marks a bit more, so you can really understand, and it will tie in with what I mentioned about cycles. Now, you got to think about marks are perpetual, yeah? They're always happening, i.e. life is always life and it's always happening, yeah? Because, like I said, the paper is passive, and the paper itself, yeah, God itself, because people think that God is like some person and you could, no, it's beyond that point, yeah. God doesn't move, it doesn't act or choose per se, yeah. All that it's doing, it's when the differences appear, because that's the only way it can experience itself. That's what it cares about, not the difference itself, because the difference doesn't even mean anything at the highest level. The mark itself is meaningless. Yeah. So all that exists on the paper, really, at a fundamental level, this can't be argued with. I don't give a fuck. It's facts. Is the appearance of difference, or differences appearing. Literally. That's the foundation underneath the foundation, the bedrock. Yeah. Truly. So, like I said, experience requires difference. We know that. And for anything to be experienced, there must be contrast. We know that. And if differences stopped appearing, then nothing could be noticed. Okay? Let me turn this off. Then nothing could be noticed. Yeah? There'll be no marks. There'll be no lines. There'll be no world. There'll be no people. There'll be no earth. Yeah? So if there's an experience at all, in order for anything to be experienced, there must be difference. Difference must appear. We've touched on this. Cool. Now, we know what a mark is, yeah? It's a perceptible difference on the paper, yeah? But the marks are not things. They are events of contrast, yeah? You are an event. You are a happening, which creates contrast between all that is and itself. The energy must narrow itself in order to, okay. Now, because contrast is required for experience, yeah, marks are always happening somewhere, somehow, somewhat, somewhere, someplace. Life can't stop. So that sheet of paper has marks just appearing on it all the time, and some marks are disappearing, others are replacing it, others are, some are vanishing, some are fading, like constantly. Yeah? Constantly. Constantly. Forever. Yeah? So eventually, as these things are popping up on the sheet, yeah, these different marks, eventually, quote unquote, patterns which depend on continuous marks or marks in a certain way will start to appear. So remember this, patterns only exist because marks keep appearing in an ordered and repeatable sequence, which means that the human form, which I told you is a vibrational thing, yeah, is just an ordered, repeatable sequence. And that sequence it's like it keeps appearing because it's stable. Yeah? And it's not like humans have got some fucking amazing position. All of life is an ordered, all life that we can perceive anyway is that. Yeah, remember, there are no fucking aliens. There's no Council of the 19 and fucking, there's none of that shit, okay? We're in the real world now. Think. So, without perpetual marks, yeah, lines, and by extension, or by, and thus, objects, motion, time, people, things would dissolve. It has to keeps reappearing, yeah, to create this illusion of the world. Do you understand? So it's like, if you think back to the sheet of paper, yeah, the marks will order themselves into something called a tree, yeah, the shape we call a tree, yeah, and if it persists, do you see it gets experienced as that pattern? Do you see? Wait a sec. Yeah, got distracted for a second. I had to read something. Yeah, anyway. So, like I said, being stable or stability is temporary, yeah, from the mark's POV or perspective, right? But marks continue to appear perpetually, forming new patterns, yeah? Okay, now, perpetuity is not a choice, really. The paper does not decide to make marks, yeah? It's not like God is choosing to like create human beings or whatever. Like there is a necessity for it. Why? Because as long as there is experience or an experience to be had, then marks must appear on that paper. Otherwise, God is no more. And God can't be no more because God is life itself. Yeah? Do you understand? So the always happening nature of the marks on the paper is a what's the word? It's a consequence, yeah, of the logic of difference itself. So difference itself as a thing, as a concept, the logic of it, its child is the always happening. I'm telling you, the intelligence that goes into this thing is beyond. Bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, we can pile up, we can make a sandwich with all the intellectual prowess of all the best of the best of the best. It wouldn't even fucking, it's like a toddler talking to some fucking, yeah. I'm telling you, probably even less than a toddler, maybe like an infant stage, yeah. It's you can't even, do you understand? It's like so advanced how it keeps doing it to itself, to experience itself. It's mental. Because for some reason, the very thing that activates all that is, doesn't have, from our perspective anyway, a kind of suit to wear to show itself. But the only suit it has to wear to show itself, like, yeah, hi guys, I'm actually here, is you. The fuck? Literally. Bro, go back down the trail, yeah? The OGs, you guys exempt. If you're new, go back down the trail, because it's like a deepening. It's facts. I've shown you all the tools and weapons and things that about yourself that reveal yourself to yourself. It's all down there, bro. Undeniable facts, bro. You know my shit. Like, bro, the blue belts here will kill you. Real life. I'm telling you. You understand? So, think of Marx as differences. You are a difference. I am a difference. We're all a difference appearing, because that's the only way that experience could be had, through difference. Yeah? And differences must exist, i.e. we must exist for anything to be experienced. Bro, if you're not here, there's no experience. The fuck? I don't know if it was Seneca or it was what's the other one? Diogenes. Or was it Marcus Aurelius? I can't remember. And they mentioned about the coin, where life and death, life on one side, death on the other side. Because when when death is here, then you're not here. And when life is here, death is not. Do you understand? It's the same premise. When you're not here, the show's over, the lights are off. There's no experience to be had. But when I say when you're not here, I don't mean your physical eating, shitting, fucking bodysuit. No, the thing itself. Because if the thing itself decides to drop that suit, it's a physical form that's gone. It's the suit it decided to wear to reveal itself to itself. Like, oh shit, I'm actually like, because it's all difference is God. All difference is awareness itself, God itself. So therefore, if I interact with you, who could possibly be talking to you, and who could I be possibly talking to? Who, bro? Who else? Allah? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, quick. Can't be fucking Allah. He's Arabic or whatever the fuck. Who knows? It can't be Buddha, can't be Jesus, can't be any of those other fuckers. Remember, there are no aliens. Yeah? Let's focus. There's none of those fuckers. So who else is it? And if it's life itself, then life itself is intelligent to communicate with itself. Then what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. So, as a result, marks are perpetual. It will keep happening as long as life is life, and life will always be life, because life is life. God is God. God is not limited like man. God is not temporary like man. All the different skin suits here, yeah, all of them are temporary. Even the fucking the turtles that grow to like 200 years or whatever it is, the fucking great sequoia and the big trees and shit like that, they will eventually die. They will end. But when they end, even before they end, something is actually sprouting in their position. Or because of them. The pattern, it keeps growing. Because that's what life is. As soon as that tree drops or that fucking person dies or whatever dies, fucking life is literally within it. It'll pop out of itself. I don't mean to be graphic, but that's the truth. A human corpse will explode, and all the fucking life will come out, and life will appear to consume itself. It will consume the form. Do you understand? Yeah? So marks never stop, because difference itself is necessary. It's a prerequisite for anything to exist or to be noticed. Yeah? Okay. So we understand that part. Yeah? And we're happy with, we understand what marks are. Differences, patterns. Yeah? Let me make this further point, and then we'll go a little bit deeper. Yeah. So we know what a mark is. We know what differences are. Yeah. We understand the logic of it, and we know that difference is a contrast on the paper. Yeah. Some spot or feature that is distinct from the surrounding background. Yeah. That's what the spot on the paper is. So you are also that feature, that thing that is distinct from the background, which is awareness. When I tell you that behind your eyes is literally the same thing that's beyond the sky, you probably think I'm talking shit, but that's the truth. Because literally behind the thing, you know, when you actually become really lucid and you start to really understand the game and play the game at a high level, you realize everything's being projected from you, and it feels like your true center is almost behind yourself, behind your eyes, like behind your physical being. That's the very same thing that's beyond the sky. Because all of this experience is being projected out by your physical form, yeah? Including the other differences that have popped up. Part of your pattern, because your pattern has a design with it. It's a pattern anyway. You know what patterns are. And it's unique. In the 3D, it's there. We see it. I'm not going to waste my time to explain this. Like, let's all use our brains. We know it's true. You are literally a difference. Yeah? It's so obvious from the moment you're born to now, even, and ongoing. Do you understand? So that's your microcosm. And that is in some eternal thing. That's like the spot on the paper. You are the thing that allows for contrast to be experienced. Yeah? So when like you start to think in those terms, I need you to also look at persistence. Yeah? Your body updates itself all the time. Yeah? And you have to realize that the fact that your body is updating itself, that's persistence. Yeah? Blood is coursing up and down your body because of persistence. Okay. How else? Oh, it's because of your heart. Okay, how did that happen? Who caused it? What was the cause of it? What was the cause of it? Okay, some biology person saying, okay, it was the wave of excitation. Okay, what caused the wave of excitation? Oh, because the cell was in the mother and okay, so the cell just this thing in the that is like a mixture of like so think of the patterns on the paper again. So a mark and another mark intersect, and that intersection births another mark, which is different and unique in of itself. Do you understand? But then it keeps persistent. From the moment that thing becomes a thing, the moment that mark is made or appears, it persists. If it doesn't persist and it vanishes immediately, then nothing is experienced as lasting. And if that keeps happening, there is no experience. There can't be stability in the field. Do you understand? So stability is required for patterns to form. Yeah? Okay. Because differences must persist long enough to interact with other differences. Yeah? Including itself and other moments of spontaneous difference, if you like. Yeah? And this very same persistence is what allows for memory. Yeah, this thing people say, the Akashic record and the fucking collective subconscious, that's what it is. Because if I persist, you're persisting. That experience is being, that data, that the juice that's being extracted from experience is held somewhere. It's held somewhere. But we'll get to that. Hold on to that. You see the point I'm trying to make. So patterns emerge when differences repeat in a consistent way. Yeah? Okay, we've established that. And okay, at least we've covered that. We'll come back to the question about the where that data is stored. Yeah? Okay. So where was I? Let me turn this off one sec, hold on. Yeah, so I'll talk about, I don't know whether to talk about movement or the appearance of movement and causality and time, or should we go down the road of why things feel physical? Or should I tackle both? Give me a sec, let me think about it. Fuck it. Let's deal with both. I'm trying to cook and fucking do other things at the same time. It's a bit mad, but we're getting there. Anyway. Hold on 1 second. Done. Right, so why does so we understand how all that other stuff to do with the lines or the marks on the paper and persistence and stability, and why it feels as though you are engaging with some world but you're actually not. Yeah, it's all happening inside the mind of God, which basically means that even in your mind where you think that you are experiencing the world and all this other shit, right, and all this stupid stuff that people believe, really and truly, that solitary space that you have to be intimate with yourself. When I say intimate, not fucking, you know what I'm saying? Not like the space where you can truly commune with yourself, right, is literally observing your microcosm. That conversation can only be had from the perspective of the paper, but then you don't believe that you're the paper. You believe that you are a person or so you've replaced that with some shit and you're just thinking from that perspective. That's all it is. Do you understand? Now, like I said, time, I've always told you, time is what enables the experience. Yeah, that's what time is. It's an enabler, and it makes it's what allows for stability and persistence. But I'm going to show you something today. You see, you have to realize that the mechanism of time, right? And okay. So we spoke about differences, yeah, and how they'll keep happening perpetually as long as experience is required. But life is life, and God is God, and therefore, blah, blah, blah. Now, because the differences appearing on the paper appear to be in a sequence. Yeah, listen. Yeah, it appears to be in a sequence, right? Because we've got a piece of paper, a mark appears, then another mark appears, then another one appears, and it appears. So it straight away, there's an experience of a before and after, but before and after can't be defined. No human alive or dead can explain before and after to me from that perspective. Do you understand? So that the sequences of differences, yeah, like a wave crashes, another one crashes, it creates this illusion of, this happened, and a moment passed, and this happened. We will talk about moments, you see. Actually, let me just give you that gem, and then we'll carry on. A moment, right, is, see, this is the thing. There's only one present moment. There's only one happening, yeah, which is the paper, right? But in order for the paper to experience itself, we have to have a perpetual appearance of differences, yeah, marks or lines or whatever, spots on the paper. It'll happen perpetually, right? So between this one and that one, it feels like a moment has passed. Yeah? It feels like a moment has passed. There's only one moment. So that one moment is now being fractalized, it's being chopped. Because when this mark appears and it's a person, straight away, something happening, he has logged it from his perspective as between that thing not happening and that thing happening, it is a sensation. And that's what feels like a moment. And that's how we describe time in the human world. Do you understand? But really, there is just the paper. What is time? Okay. People wanna argue. From the perspective of the sheet of paper, what does it matter if I'm drawing a flower or a tree or a rose, or I'm sketching a building? What does it matter if I made I drew the door first, or I drew the roof first, or I made a line there and then that for it? Does it actually matter? Or if I start from a point at the top, which I use to create the roof, and does it actually matter to the paper? Put yourself in the perspective of the paper. Does it matter to you? Do you fucking give a shit? Like, can you even give a shit? It doesn't matter. I'm trying to experience myself as this drawing, yeah? So it doesn't fucking matter what appeared first. Do you understand? That's the sequences. That's what gives the humans this weird idea of this linear motion of time, because things will only keep happening in front of us. We've appeared already, yeah? Guys, today we're shooting fucking from the edge of the court, yeah? What is happening is this. We have appeared in awareness, yeah? Call it your world, nobody gives a shit. We've appeared in awareness, yeah? From where we're standing, other differences are going to happen because it's perpetual, yeah? So from my perspective, the moments are moving where? Forward. Whatever forward is. Or in a linear fashion, moving away from me, yeah, forward, like it's going away from me. Because I happened, and then that's happened, and then that happened, and then that's going to happen, and then that happened, and then that happened, and then that happened. It feels like we're going somewhere. We're not actually going anywhere. Do you understand? And today, let's talk. Who gives a shit? Let's go. Because realizing that that's why time feels linear, like I said, we can't even describe direction really. So forward, what does that even mean? Think of it this way. It's like I can't speak when it's like this, but direction is inferred, right, by kind of like the order of differences, yeah? Because if the differences were happen to us, like say we've appeared and then something happened before we appeared and we can somehow experience it, time would freeze. We would get it. And that's what enlightenment feels like. Oh shit, the kettle just clicked. I love when that shit happens, you know. So it happened before, right? That's so crazy. Because I bought it ages ago. That's mad. The last time it happened, it felt like 10 minutes in my head. But yeah, this is crazy. How long has this video been going? 28 minutes, bro. That's crazy. No thermostat lasts that long. Really? The fuck? Anyway, whatever. Sidebar. Now, can you see? So, time and causality kind of like emerge naturally from the ordering of marks, not the paper itself. So time, this idea of time, yeah? And causality, okay, so that made that happen. Or, you know, and all this other stuff. Yeah? It comes from the logic of the thing appearing. So the marks are appearing on the paper automatically because difference is required for experience because life is back there. You can check it out. Yeah? So that's the truth. Let's go one step deeper. So why does physicality then feel real? Like if I drop this phone just now, it will break. Yeah? If somebody jumps off a bridge, they're gonna die. Yeah? Like, you know, why? So therefore, if this cabinet is here, then like what do I mean by physicality not being real? I'm walking in my own movie set mind. Yeah? You get it? Okay. So the paper does not choose what differences appear. Trust me. God doesn't care that your name is Peter or Paul or whatever. God is life itself, bro. I don't think people get the scale of this shit. You know, I say this all the time. I'll bet anything on it. People don't get the magnitude of it. You know, and I think that's what gives people the goal to talk shit like, you know, Big Bang and fucking evolution or religion and shit like that. Like you need really big balls to actually. No, you don't actually need big balls. It's like the ignorance of what actually is going on gives them big balls because they think that they stood on solid ground when they are literally free falling, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy when you watch it play out. Because, like I told you, if experience exists, yeah. Bro, when I'm flowing, I don't know, I can't speak properly, I don't know why. Anyway, if experience exists, yeah, then difference must appear. Experience will always exist because life has to experience itself. Otherwise, it's not life. Okay, what is life then? What is life then? From your perspective, it's like you are experiencing something, yeah? And from every living being's perspective, they are experiencing something. We're literally experiencing all the fucking time. So therefore, life is experience. It's part of its thing. If there is no experience, there is no life. If a body drops dead and there's no experience, it's gone. Life is not there. It's lifeless. It's gone. The form is gone. You understand? It's dropped that body. So life is experience. So therefore, if experience exists, then differences must appear. It doesn't necessarily care that you're disabled. It doesn't necessarily care that this or your fucking head is too big or whatever. It doesn't care. The fact is, you... just the mere fact that it has to experience itself, you exist. So if you strip it away from the macro level, on the micro level, then just because God is God and life is life, you exist. Brother, facts. Come and show me a person that is not worthy or come and show me a human that... come and show me a human, yeah, that isn't awareness or consciousness in form, and I'll show you an actual living, breathing idiot. Like it'll be a class demonstration, like this is what a living, breathing idiot looks like, and this is what a zombie looks like. Because they don't even believe that they are what they are. Do you understand? Because the zombie believes that it's a zombie, but really it's a human, right? Regardless of the illness, bro. What are you telling me? Shut the fuck up. Hey. Here, we don't do that stuff. Shut the fuck up. The zombie is refusing to believe that it's what it actually is. Shut the fuck up. It's true. I don't care the virus. I don't care the virus, bro. Like, I'm not gonna fucking go and... No. If it's gonna take my life, it will take my life. That's it. Do you see? You understand? These are all facts. Now, if difference appears, then like I said, patterns will form and patterns will stabilize. We're talking about physicality here. Come back. Patterns will form and they will stabilize. Cool. So when patterns stabilize, they feel like objects. It feels like motion. It feels like causality. Because what we perceive as physicality is simply ordered differences on the paper. So on the paper, if like there's a mark here, a circle, I'm trying to use the salt shaker to make a thing on the, let's say there's a spot there, or a mark there, or a line there, and perpetually another, because of all the motion on the paper, something appears here. Do you see how that can give the idea of objects? Because that's even on a physical 3D level. Like if a person is in front of me directly, they're occupying a space I can't feel just now. It doesn't mean we're not one thing, but I can't. Do you see it? So from the perspective of the paper, yes, there will be, there's places, it's like, how do I say it? If you as a mark on the paper are a human being, because of the appearance of differences here, it's like you can't just bend the rules of the place. It's not going to happen. Because your difference relies on the differences of all the other things to also hold true. You can't be a human under the ocean, You can't go to the shop, you can't do all that stuff because the rules of that side of awareness are totally different. But then underneath the paper, it's just one thing. Underneath the all the stuff, the water, the land, all that stuff. The base layer, the bedrock of the bedrock is awareness itself. Life itself. Simply life. So then because of the nature of what's actually being put on the paper, the pattern that's appearing, the drawing that's appearing, things, the marks get interpreted because all the marks are sentient, they are aware, because the awareness itself, they perceive it as real. Just like when you're a wave in the ocean, the shoreline feels real. It's real, like you're going to crash into it, If you don't hold your thing, you can collapse very quickly, or whatever the case may be, whatever rules that apply to that wave. Are you going to argue that water is consciousness? Let's not go there, okay? But so then that wave can, from its perspective, the shoreline is real, all the rest of it, but at the very, 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 very core of everything, it's just water. And all the motion and that's happening with the water all the time, the constant change, is simply the appearance of differences, so the thing can experience itself. After all, what's the ocean without waves, bro? That's what it is. It's part and parcel of it. Do you know an ocean that doesn't make waves? Then it's not an ocean. Do you understand? So from the paper's point of view, there's only difference appearing. So from God's POV, there's just characters. life just taking different forms. Yeah, Wonderland. Life just happening. Yeah, and from your POV as one such ordered difference, ordered and stable, or stabilized. No, actually stable. Ordered and stable difference. Everything around you feels like motion. You experience time. You experience objects and action. Yeah, because you're just appearing and things are just, that's what it is. But underneath it all, behind your being, your physical being, lies the truth. Yeah, the thing itself. And beyond the sky is the thing itself. This is the truth, bro. So yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth, bro. You know. So, and I was talking to my bro, one of the Jedis. He's from South Africa. Shout out to you, bro. And he asked me a really dope question. You know, he was like, sometimes it feels like he's almost ahead of his body. And I was like, nah, you're not ahead of your body per se. You know, you're seeing the thing for what it is. But then once you see it for what it is, there's nothing, you don't need to keep decoding it, you know. And bro, I keep telling you, this thing, even enlightenment or your eyes opening to the truth, happens in levels. Because when you're a conspiracy theorist, right, you keep going down all these rabbit holes and you keep searching, and some stuff doesn't taste quite right, and you realize, like, people like the reptilians, David Icke, all these people are just like, they just, you know, it's distractions, bro. You know it's not really real, so you keep searching, or you go off the track, you know. Even the religious people, they're seeking the truth. They just are believing some shit, because at our very core is that seeking of truth. And it's not like seeking of truth like, oh my god, like some grand thing and then you're gonna get knighted into heaven as a seeker and fucking experience of truth. Nobody cares. That's not the point. The point is, the thing was to experience itself. Like, I want to connect with you as what we are. That's a really good way to put it. I want to connect with you as the way we are, as what we truly are. Right? So that is one of my things, because that's what I am. Yeah? So experiencing myself as myself, or experiencing myself and realizing, knowing the truth, is part and parcel of me. It's an actual unshakable truth about me. So it will manifest itself as seeking the truth or wanting closeness with the Most High or God or whatever, bro. You know, bro, you can't tell me that, like, you can't tell me, bro, like, you can't tell me that, like, bro, the Rasta people have been drumming and dancing for all these years. Like, what's gonna happen? Is Selassie gonna come, or is he not gonna come, or is it gonna be Jesus? What's the deal? Like, bro, it's all illusion. It's all rubbish. It's rubbish, bro. It's rubbish. Do you understand? It's rubbish. It's literally rubbish. All of it. All religions, all that stuff is crap. It's bullshit. But when you see the truth, it doesn't mean that you now, like, you dissociate from the world. No, you're here for a very specific reason. There is a reason why the difference that is you appeared. And in your microcosm, there's a reason why the difference that is you appeared in this section of your paper. Yeah, this section of your mind, which has no marks, has not been experienced before. So it chose to experience it as you, and you've appeared here. There's an importance there. The fuck? So that importance alone should make you relax in the body, calm your nervous system. Don't respond to survival, because you're not a zombie. You're not the body. You're past that. So you still smile at the fucking neighbor. You still help the old lady down the road, and you actually live as though you're experiencing yourself as all these other characters. Because why? That's what's fucking happening. So even if they turn around and spit in your face, you get it. Bro, I remember as a kid, bro, I read the Bible multiple times. You can't talk to me about the Bible, I'll shred you, bro. And I remember when I read the section about when somebody slaps you, you turn the other cheek. I couldn't believe it. And then I had the same feeling when the prodigal son returned to his father and his father accepted him. I was like, why? He's been a prick. Like, do you understand? But the key lesson in those two allegories is you see them for who they actually are, bro. So it's cool. It's cool. You don't know who you are. That's why you tried to hurt me. But that's fine. You don't know who you are. You're currently a zombie. So you think you're going to hurt me, and then you're going to infect me, and I'm also going to be... Because that's how it works. That's what trauma works. That's how trauma works. That's the illusion. You get infected by it. And then it clouds your kind of like connection with yourself, and you start to think, well, they did this to me, no. You rationalize evil to yourself. You rationalize the form's behavior to yourself. The form is a beast. I don't know what a beast is, but in terms of this experience, it seems or appears to be something very, very primal, something very raw, and something uncontrollable. It's like a very, it's almost like a very, see, if you think about, again, I'm going to reference Schopenhauer's work, and I think the will, yeah, that's what the will, that's what I think it was, to me, that's how the will manifests. Like, it wants to carry itself on by any means necessary. That's what it is. You know, so the animal, like, the animal is not like evil, but it's like, it doesn't know what you're going to do, so it'll rather kill you first. You know, it doesn't know where it's hungry now. It doesn't think things through. Do you understand? It's a very raw thing. It doesn't have the ability to think things through. And many humans are like that. Because they have thought they are in that kind of program of the flesh. And it's cool, like truly, and bro, I swear to you, bro, like, listen, bro, I've lived, man. I've been through life, man. I've lived. I've lived, man. I've lived. I'm still young, and I've done a lot in my life, actually. But in real life, like, as a result of that, I've lived, bro. Trust me. Sometimes you just have to let things go and realize, actually, do you know what, it's cool. Because after all, what are you holding it for? What's that going to do? It's not going to resolve anything. It doesn't change anything. Do you understand? So all these lessons hold very special significance for us. These allegories they're not nonsense and stuff. Do you understand? It's true. And I'm sure there were greater minds that have, you know, previous iterations that have left bodies of works, things that are telling us and pointing us back to ourselves. But we just don't look at it. And we'll rather look at stupid shit like TikTok and fucking come and learn how to make money, or come and manifest and so you can get girls and all this other gay shit, bro. Like, it's some dumb shit, bro. Like, it's long. There's so many things pointing you back to yourself, and you're consuming zombie information, TikTok and stuff. Imagine. A whole human being. That's nuts to me, bro. To be honest, even all the sex depraved stuff and the constantly sex, dating, you know, fucking this, like, fucking, that, all of that is pointing us to our flesh once again. So we're living where? So are we not being primal? Are we not being very... Because sex is a very primal urge. It's true, it's a primal urge. Yeah? It's a primal urge. You know, over obsession with it doesn't make sense. Because the funny thing is, differences will appear, like I said, it's random, but they will appear in their own way. We can't gauge it, time it, do anything about it, bro. Do you understand? So yeah. And if differences, yeah, appear, like I said, eventually patterns will form and they will stabilize. And when they become stabilized, they feel like objects, motion, causality. Yeah. Because the paper never moves, you know? It's passive. God spoke to me and God told me, liar. I had a vision and I saw God, liar. God said, liar. You know, experience requires difference. That means God requires difference. Yeah, and this is self-evident in the 3D, DNA, fingerprints, all that kind of stuff. We're different. There is no two things. Yeah, no two things are the same here ever. So that even goes to prove the point anyway. And we are not things in of ourselves. We're only differences. Yeah. In the same way, the wave is not a thing in of itself. Okay? So physicality basically feels real because ordered patterns or patterns are, we interpret them as action of some sort. But from the perspective of the paper, yeah. You know? So yeah, hold this for now, bro. Hey, I love you all. Look after yourselves. Keep expanding. You know, keep shining. And just be great, bro. Like any lady. Just go out and be dope.